Welcome, everyone. Giants pregame starting right now. Welcome, everyone. This is Planet of NY Sports. Here we talk Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets, and a little bit of the Knicks and Nets. So, right now, I will be doing a Giants pregame. Again, I'm alone. Again, yeah, I know it's kind of late, but I want to get this in anyway. Now, the Giants are facing the Washington Commanders Sunday Night Football. This is a huge game. This is a huge game, but I wouldn't say as huge as before. With Seattle losing to San Francisco now, that is good, and the Lions. You're gonna have to really hope the Lions lose one or two more games, and you should be okay. But here's the thing: there's some keys to victory for them. There's some injuries or some guys that are questionable or that just won't come back. And then there's also reasons to be concerned. So I will get into the injury report first. So if we just look at the injury report here real quick. So Leonard Williams is questionable. That's tough. You're gonna really need to match Washington on defense, especially and they're gonna be getting Chase Young back. I'm pretty sure. This defense, it's gonna be tough to score for the New York Giants. It's going to. We know that it's always tough for them. So you're gonna need Leonard Williams this game and to get some pressure on freaking Taylor Heineke. I didn't think I would be saying that, but that's where we are now. And then also, Adoree Jackson is not coming back. Again, I keep going into this Giants depleted secondary. It is not good. It hasn't been good as of late. They got dismantled by the Eagles. Shout out to Daniel. Your prediction was definitely right. The Eagles scored 40 plus points on us. That is not good. And that a team in Washington who did beat the Eagles too at that. So when you think about that, I don't even know if the Giants match up well with Washington, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, Daniel Bellinger is also questionable. He has an issue with his ribs. Richie James has a concussion, but he's questionable. Jahad Ward, he's questionable with a concussion. And the guys that are out for the Giants is Shane Lemieux. He's out. I already said Adoree Jackson. And Joshua Ezeudu, he's also out for the New York Giants. So the Giants, it's going to be really tough. You got some injuries. Like I said, we're always battling this. Chase Young most likely going to come back. This is going to be very tough and a big test for the Giants O-line. So now I'm definitely going to get into the reasons to be concerned here. Okay, there are some reasons to be concerned. I haven't done this in a while, but I have to give it. So the Giants' sense of urgency. It's been there's been no urgency these past 3 weeks. This game is big. It's huge. The Giants, they have to execute, and for the Giants to win games like we saw before earlier in the season, they're going to have to play near perfect football, and they also have to avoid falling behind early this time around, because I don't know if the Giants, if they can overcome a 10-0 hole again, especially, you're on the road now too for the Giants. You're not at home anymore. I don't know if they do that. I just don't know. Now, another reason to be concerned, Washington is well rested. They had a bye week, and then they face us again. I don't know how that's fair at all. You can talk to Roger Goodell about that. But they played us, they get a bye week, and then they just get another week to sit there, relax, and prepare against us again. I don't see how that's fair at all, but I'm not going to complain about it. That's just how it is. You can't make excuses. I don't like making excuses really for anything. It's pointless. Now, the Giants, their bye week was also 6 weeks ago too, and that's why I bring up the Washington being well rested. And since the Giants bye, they've gone 1-3-1. That is not good at all. And the Commanders, they've been basically preparing for the Giants for 3 weeks too. So it's going to be really tough. Now, also, this is the obvious one: Washington's front seven. Chase Young, he's most likely coming back. Washington's pass rush, they got 4 sacks on Daniel Jones, without Chase Young. And Saquon, he only had like 63 rushing yards. And Saquon, he's going to really need to step up this game because he's been in a rut lately, and it's not been good. And at the start of the season, the Giants, we were 6-1. The offense was running through Saquon and stuff. The offensive line, it's regressed now in the last few weeks, and they're going up against this Washington front seven. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. Now, finally here, some keys to victory. So I would say first thing, you're going to probably have to control the ground game. And then this goes back on to me talking about Saquon. He's going to have to step up. So the Giants are 4-0 when they have a 100-yard rusher this season. And the Commanders, they're averaging 147 yards on the ground over their past 8 games, which yielded 6 wins, 1 tie, and a loss. And Washington also owns the best average time of possession. So the Giants, like I said, like in basically all previous weeks, they're going to have to win that time of possession battle. They're going to have to. That's just how you're going to win, or for the Giant in the Giants case, because obviously our offense isn't good enough. You got guys like Darius Slayton, Richie James. You got practice squad receivers. It's not good. So you're going to have to hold on to that ball. Daniel Jones, he hasn't turned over the ball a lot. Knocking on wood, because but really, we're gonna have to just not hold on to the ball literally, but you're gonna have to seriously, you just cannot afford to let Washington hold on to the ball, do what they did last game and stuff like that, and have Taylor Heineke go down the field, throw to Terry McLaurin. You cannot have that. Now, anyways, also, you can say start fast. And this goes back to my original point. You can't fall into another hole. Giants last week, it was 21-0. That was the hole they were in. The week before that against Washington, it was 10-0. I already touched on that. And then even before that, against Detroit, 24-6. The defense hasn't been good at all. It's been awful. You just can't afford to get off to a slow start, especially knowing this Giants team who doesn't have a lot of talent and stuff. You're going to have to take advantage of these first few drives here and actually do something. Seriously. And Mike Kafka, I've already gave my opinion on him. He's a pretty awful offensive coordinator. It's really bad. Now, another key to victory is the Giants, they have to improve the pass protection. So this goes back into me talking about Washington's D-line. So Daniel Jones is the second most sacked quarterback in the NFL behind Russell Wilson, and he's been sacked 41 times, just an average of over 3 sacks per game. When the Giants faced the Commanders 2 weeks ago, 4 sacks without Chase Young. And now, and you were at home too. That's why that game was a must-win game. It was a must-win game because now you're in a spot where if Washington beats you, they're going to have that lone tiebreaker over you. And let's say with the Lions too, who also have the tiebreaker over you, or if Seattle somehow miraculously just doesn't lose another game here, you're in a very tough spot if you're the Giants. So seriously, the O-line is going to have to step up. And Daniel Jones is going to have to pay attention, and he's going to have to know when to get rid of the ball and maybe throw it out of bounds if he needs to. Also, the Giants can't get beat over the top. We saw this with Terry McLaurin in the last game and stuff when Taylor Heineke just went up there looking like friggin' Joe Montana. You can't let Taylor Heineke do that to you. You cannot. And then Terry McLaurin, he torched us. He torched us. And then Curtis Samuel too. He can also make some big plays. And their running backs aren't scrubs. I would say that. They're okay. Their running game obviously isn't the best part of the offense, but still, it's a little respectable. Now, one more thing, or basically 2 things, but in one because it's about the same position. The edge rushers, they're going to have to create some organic pressure, and they're going to have to set the edge. The Giants have not, they haven't been doing good setting the edge. And, yeah, sure, it can be due to like personnel changes, and like because of injuries, and but it should always be like a next man up mentality with the Giants, and we've seen that before, and they need to retain that seriously. And also on top of setting the edge rusher, like I said, they need to get some organic pressure. The Giants, they have some limited resources in the secondary, so you can't really have the secondary blitz and stuff, because the secondary, Dory Jackson is out. Fabian Moreau, he's been really bad as of late. So you can't really rely on these guys. You just can't. And Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams, if he plays, he's questionable. They're going to have to like collapse the pocket from the inside. That's just what they're going to have to do. And then the last two things, offensive side, I would say Saquon, he's going to have to step up and get going. Obviously, he's an integral part of this offense. The Giants, they have no receivers. It is what it is. And he hasn't really rushed for 100 yards since like the Texans game or something. So you're going to have Saquon have a big game, Sunday Night Football here, prime time spot. You just need it. And then the last thing I would say, get creative. Get creative. Earlier in the season, the Giants, they were always creative with their play calling, and they were actually aggressive. Now, apparently, as the season went on, Kafka decided, Kafka, he decided to be way more conservative and stuff. And, if something's working in the first half, why don't you stick with that? They didn't do that when they faced Washington the first time. When something was working in the first half, like with Daniel Jones running the ball and stuff, they stopped doing it. I don't get it with Mike Kafka. I'm not gonna kill him. No, this is just a Giants pregame. It's just a Giants pregame. Now, if I had to give my prediction for this game, I'm going to say the Giants. I have to pick the Giants. I'm alone here. So, all right. From a Giants fan perspective, I'm going to say the Giants win 23-21. And now if I'm thinking of this from basically an NFL, just from an NFL analyst, if they were thinking about this game, I would probably take Washington 27-20 by a touchdown. And that's what the line is. And you can make that argument, and it's pretty valid. No one would argue with you. So if you guys can do me a favor, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully it's a Giants W. If not, there's going to be hell to pay. I'm just joking. All right. See ya.